we are back. We are back. I am here with my Mellow, my man, and his name actually is Mellow, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Mellow, the fella you hearing on your mic today.
All right. My man is currently observing Ramadan. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Round of applause. Round of applause.
I appreciate it.
Sorry about the lag there. I'm new with these buttons and things. But welcome to the Couch Potatoes podcast. This is a podcast that's been a long time in the making. Let my daughters tell it. And not only that, but my phenomenal wife. They have pushed me to do this endeavor, and I'm trying to make the best of it, trying to make them proud. We will be talking about various things. We'll be doing reactions. Just filling out, it's a new endeavor, so I'm feeling my way through it. I'm gonna have some growing pains, and I want y'all to grow with me as I figure out exactly what this thing is gonna be. Right now, we're just making sure everything works right, going through things, feeling our way through it, testing out what works and what does not. So, until we actually get this thing cemented to where it's gonna be, you just gonna hear my black ass riffing. Yeah. So buckle up. It's about to get real. Couch potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. Couch potatoes.
At 5:55 p.m. So I know you when you read this, you ain't gonna be able to see it, but currently it's 5:55. You see that?
Angel numbers. Angel numbers in the building. So, my Mellow, my man, how you feeling about your Ramadan observance, the first day of Ramadan?
It's been good so far. Typically, the first few days for me is more of a mental battle. Sometimes I think the hunger sometimes kick in. You do get hungry throughout the day, but I've been doing that for a while, so it isn't as bad as it used to be. I remember when I first started Ramadan, my stomach touched my back, and I would run in there and get something to eat just instinctively, and not even think about it, just instinctively just pop a snack or something. And now I've kind of been moving away from having to do stuff like that, but it'd be more of a mental thing. It'll just be kind of like a mental reminder, which is something that I like about it. Is like when you have something that's normal to you, you don't realize how normal it is until you can't have it. So here now and then I'll walk around, let me get some water. Oh, I ain't supposed to do that. Let me get something to eat. Oh, I ain't supposed to do it. So it really makes you be mindful in that moment of like what you're going through, and you have to keep remember like, no, I'm fasting. I have to think about this. So it's helpful.
Right? I can dig it. Sounds good, and we all congratulate you on your journey, the discipline it takes to do something outside of the norm. That's actually going to be beneficial health-wise and mentally and spiritually. So, big ups to that. Big ups to that.
It kind of shows a good level of it shows a good level of how much you can accomplish without certain things. Because even down to something like food, like being able to not like eat when you want to and do stuff when you want to, is okay for like a week and then for 2 weeks. But you gotta go a whole month. Sometimes it be feeling like, dang, I ain't gonna do this again. But something in my brain kind of be like, okay, eventually I will be able to do it how I want to do it. But by the time I'm there, all the old habits that I've been doing are rewired. My schedule's reframed. How I'm eating and stuff like that. So by the time you come out of it, you feel like a new man.
That's what's up. Which is, I believe, the point. It's to refocus, recenter. Sometimes you learn who you are through lack. Because we live in an overindulgent microwave society. So to take a step back and reflect and to not necessarily deprive yourself, but at the same time establish discipline through sacrifice and just kind of uh, mediating yourself into what you need and what you don't need. So that's always a great thing.
It's I was talking to my brother about fasting because I'm doing Ramadan now, but I fast throughout the year. Personally, how I do fasting, I had to do a lot of soul searching at one point in my life, and I realized that I'm very much so appreciative of the foundation of how I was born and raised. I wasn't raised to fast per se, but when I was young, I could just tell like if I'm not getting my work done, I come home, I ain't getting good grades, I ain't doing my chores or something. I got on punishment, and on punishment, I couldn't play my game, I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't do what I wanted to do because I ain't get my shit done. So now I utilize fasting for myself in the same way. So sometimes throughout the year, even if it's not like food based, I'll put myself on a fast, which is a glorified version of adult punishment. So I'll be like, man, look, like me and my brother we used to go and play the game all dang on day. But then I realized certain stuff wasn't getting done. So I'm like, now I gotta fast. Now I gotta go 2-3 weeks without my game or however long I decide. And during that time, I have nothing but other shit to do. I have to force myself to do something or I'm gonna look at the walls.
Right.
I don't want to just look at the walls. That's boring. So you start looking at the walls. You start thinking like, damn, let me go do something else. And my mom always taught me it takes 2 weeks to break a habit or instill one. One of them good words. One of them things.
Yeah, roughly somewhere in that. When I used to smoke cigarettes, it was a point when I wanted to stop smoking cigarettes, and I did for like a couple of days. And I never forget because I was staying with my parents at this point in time, and they was getting the paper. And just so happened, I'm reading through the paper, and I saw this section on what you go through when you stop smoking cigarettes and how your body responds to it. And they were saying that it takes like on average 3 days for the cravings of not smoking a cigarette or wanting to smoke a cigarette will end, and like 10 days for the actual effects of nicotine to leave your system. And that's regardless of how long you had been a smoker at that point in time, because that probably had to be like the mid 2000s when I read that article. And it just hit me like, I've been smoking these cigarettes. I started smoking late. So it was probably like 22, 23 when I smoked my first cigarette. And so reading that, it was like, well, dang. If that's all it takes, then I can do this, So I stuck with it. I stopped smoking for like 7 years. And I slowly started back smoking. Like I would buy a single here and there, and before long, I was buying whole packs again. And that lasted for a little while. Then I just stopped. And here recently, to fast forward to now, me and Corinne hadn't smoked a cigarette since my birthday, which is March 9th of 2025. That was the last cigarette that we had smoked. So yeah, we've been kicking it strong since then. Get a drum or something. And I say that now as I'm currently smoking the Black and Mild. Yeah, I said it. I'm currently smoking the Black and Mild, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to do for the day. I'm grown. I can do that.
Yeah, I think like you start noticing anything that you do like on a consistent basis, and you take that amount of time, at least like 2 weeks, and just step back from it, like it'll change how you kind of feel, kind of view it. You know what I'm saying? Because even like sometimes I'll do fasting, and I'll be like, all right, man, I'm gonna fast for something from only, or I'll say I ain't gonna smoke for like 2-3 days. 2-3 weeks or something like that. I was kind of one time that I stopped, I came back and I was kind of vaping a little bit, and I think that still makes you. It's kind of like a gateway, but you still end up wanting to. You know what I'm saying? It's about the same function. That's like last Ramadan. I would vape like when the sun went down and stuff. I was still vaping stuff. Yeah, I'm not even doing none of that stuff this year because I feel like it's just a gateway. It gives me the same sensation, but it doesn't help my brain to evolve because it's just I'm still going to pick up something.
Right. Like you're falling back on the old habit. You know, you kind of like halfway doing it in essence.
Yeah, realistically, it's better to eat your turkey cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Because and I used to hear that when vapes first came out. That was like the big push. People would be like, man, you get a vape, it'll help wean you off the cigarettes. You won't want to smoke that much. You get a vape, it probably ain't got that much nicotine. You can lower the nicotine count. At one point, people were doing that a lot. Now they just make the pre-made vapes and stuff. But no, I don't know anybody that went through, said, yeah, I'm going to grab a vape, and then just took the vape for a couple of weeks, and then was like, okay, I'm slowly but sure, I'm only hit the vape this many times. I'm only smoked it. Because with the vape, you can't sell the equivalent of what you're smoking. So
Right.
It's even worse because it's like, at least with a cigarette, you can break it down. I'm only smoke 1 cigarette a day. I'm only smoke 2 cigarettes. But with a vape, you count your puffs.
Right. All you got is a little digital readout saying how many juices you got left and what kind of charge you got on that joint. And then you got to think too, like we already know what cigarettes, cigars, traditional tobacco, the potential it has on your body, but we don't really know what's in a vape.
Straight chemicals.
Right. And then sometimes I think about the fact that the early vapes had a potential to explode on your ass. So you definitely don't want that. But it's the things that we do in, pursuit of habits and things we necessarily shouldn't have in our bodies that we kind of crave from time to time, for our escapism. So you got to take all that into account too.
Kind of like what we was talking about earlier about where humans are now based off of convenience, because it's a lot more convenient to just buy a vape than buy some cigarettes or something like that. Well, it's more convenient to just puff this vape because guess what? You can get a lot of puffs. They can stuff a bunch of chemicals in there so you can smoke for weeks and months. And that's very convenient, but you just really don't know what's in it.
Right.
Every time I've heard anybody talk about a study of what's inside a vape, it ain't never been good.
No. Now think back to the commercial. It's metal in your lungs. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. We don't know. One of the best things about vaping, as opposed to smoking cigars or cigarettes, is the smell. The smell doesn't linger on your clothes, because, like I said, we stopped smoking around, actually the day of my birthday, on last year. And to this day, it's still clothes in our closet that we might pull out that still smell like smoke. And it's crazy because, how many people have we been around and we just smell like a smokestack and never actually knew this what we were smelling like, So that's one of the air quotes beneficial parts of vaping. But long term, we don't know what we're actually in. We don't know what kind of aerosols or the propellant it takes to pull the actual vape juices out of the vape. We don't know, because I've hit 0, like the double zeros on the readout, and I'm like, man, what? Because you don't know what the hell this is in the bottom of this mud that you poofing on right now. So just throw it away, man. Just throw it away. Just.
You got resin in the bottom.
Yeah, ain't no telling, bro. Ain't no telling. So, but I'm gonna do it till I decide not to do it. As with everything else, when I decided to stop smoking cigarettes, it was a cold turkey situation, and we just stopped smoking. Like I didn't make no excuse for it. I didn't need to get on no patch because I didn't need to get on no patch to start smoking. So why would I need a patch to stop smoking? I started smoking because I picked up a cigarette and smoked it. So if I put it down, I can stop smoking. But everybody don't think like that, A lot of people wanna have a reason or an excuse